Hi y'all, welcome to another episode of Digging with Dom. This should be episode 6. Last episode we did a couple nether things, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, it's been quite a few days. Done a little bit of stuff in between. I went ahead and set up the stairs here. This is kind of the positioning where I want them all, because each direction, each cardinal direction plus the appropriate diagonals will have an entrance or an exit, depending on what's out there. So this is one over in this corner, over here, there, and there. Those will all be entrances or exits or something to walk to or planned. So we'll see. Reasoning why I'm doing it mostly is to make it so I have space to expand, build new projects, anything. So, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. If you do, you know that this episode is coming late because I actually did have one planned to be released on Sunday. Should be released shortly after I'm done rendering it. I'm going to try to release it this Tuesday and maybe record maybe tomorrow and release on Thursday. We'll see. Well, either way. But I know this episode's going to be a little bit late by comparison to my 2-day wannabe schedule. So every other day I release a video or something. The reasoning is because last episode I actually recorded I'd say 45 minutes worth of footage, and I was going to clip it down, get down to the nitty gritty and stuff like that, figure out what I wanted to do. We did a few stuff that I'll go over in this episode, but the whole thing most of it was done in the nether, and the nether is not entertaining at all. I watched the video back. Basically, I was saying, watch this video because I did this here, or they did this here, etc., etc. And basically all I was doing is placing blocks or mining really, really close to the screen. So I wasn't very happy about it. Also, I don't know if you noticed in the last video that we were in the nether, the new rendering software I'm using doesn't like the nether very much. Ooh, cool. Got our first slime victim. So yeah, that's the reason why I decided not to release it. I could have just used my old software, the whatever I used before, I forget, virtual dub, and it would have been fine, but it still wasn't entertaining. And I didn't want to release subpar stuff to you guys. So let me go over what I did in that last episode. First thing I did is I found a chunk. I actually started digging out this direction, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm too high. So I dug out to this chunk. I even dug towards this direction, and up towards this direction. This is when before I moved the floor down a couple. Mostly because I wanted to see which chunk out of the chunks in this general vicinity would spawn slimes. And since we are too high over here, nothing will spawn slimes over here. You think you have to be at level 39, the floor at least. Has to be 39, your head height at least. Maybe, who knows. Either way. Or below. I like to just in case, go maybe a block or two, just so I don't have a surface that, I planned out doesn't work. So I found one. I had assumed the slime had spawned in this area here. I kind of carved out a little bit of 6x6 areas, moved down to the next one, 6x6 area towards that direction. Didn't get any slimes. I got them in two, this direction, that one and this one. I think they were rooms really, really close. All I did was look at my positioning here, and if it's divisible by 16, your X or Z coordinate there, X or Z. I actually don't say Z. I just got done watching Etho's video, and my gosh, he says Z. Anyways, if your X or Z coordinate is divisible by 16, that's a chunk border. So it could be this direction, that direction. Either way, you'll figure it out. Also, there's a tool that I don't use. I did in a past series to find the slime chunk. The reasoning why I don't like it is because it kind of takes away from some of the fun of the game. Basically, just type in Google slime finder and you'll find it. Either that, or I might put it in the description of this video. So, anyways, I found a slime chunk. It's right here. Slime spawn here, as you can tell. I have a couple slime balls. And I used a bunch of them for the project in the Nether, which I'll explain to you in a second. But I like to always have a slime farm in my world, just so that I can use it for future builds. Just in case I need a bunch of sticky pistons that I needed for this project up here in the Nether. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to dig this out today's episode, and I'll go over how to build it and stuff like that in the second half of the video. But the first half, I want to explain to you what I did in the Nether. In the Nether, last episode I died. I was all sad about it. I was walking like this at the end of the episode, kind of with my head down. See if I can see that. Yeah. Oh, all sad. Anyways, yeah, last episode I died in the Nether. So basically what I did is got all my stuff back to the best I could. So I got a work pick back. I also, I tried to record this and include it into this one, but it didn't really fit. So last episode, I created this sword right here. I love it. It's awesome. The only thing it's missing is either knockback or looting. And I don't know. I think looting would be much better. But either way, I called it Dragon's Bite because it has sharpness 4 and fire aspect 2, which is pretty cool. I still have to get a good shovel, but I also have a work pick, which I've already repaired once. And like I said, try to rename all of your equipment because it repairs easier. So, yeah, in the Nether, after I died, I didn't want to go back to that one fortress that we had originally found because the Nether wart there, I think that was all that was in that Nether fortress. So I had marked down the positions. I know exactly where that old one is. I know where everything is. But I was like, forget it. I know there's no Nether wart there, and I want to make potions. So I found another one. Took me like half an hour to find another one. Don't know why. And I've been working there, and that's what we did last episode. Well, sorry, in between episodes. I keep on saying last episode like I released that last footage. But I was working there. I found the new one. We got new Nether wart. Bunch of it, of course. A bunch of soul sand. And we made some potions. And we also, in that Nether farm, Nether fortress, we built a wither farm. Not wither farm. We can build a wither farm, is what I was going to say. But we also built a blaze farm. And I'll show that basically right now. So I'll jump over there and I'll see you then. Okay. So, whoa. We're back. It might be kind of hard to see for you guys. There's a chance that I will be switching my software back if I can't get it to render right the first time. But here we are. We're back at a new Nether fortress. I don't know if you guys can see any of this stuff, but I built a blaze spawner trap here, and I'm pretty sure you guys can hear them. I'm going to go down here. It's a standard, as you can tell, I was just finished it last episode. Spawners in there, bunch of pistons, push them down to the center where you can either slaughter them by hand, which I just did there and almost died. I recommend, if you ever do this, get fire resist potions like I had when I originally built it. Or you can somehow filter them down to a new spot and kill them with potions or something like that. All those blazes. But yeah, that's what we did last time. I apologize if it doesn't look cool or anything. But that's what we built in the episode you guys didn't see. That's what I built in between episodes mostly. So, head back to the base. See you guys there. Okay, just walk back through the portal. Back at the base here. So all these trees and stuff like that, I gotta move out soon. Once I get kind of the full feel of where I want everything to be, I'll actually probably make a real cool tree farm, and I think that's actually gonna be one of my projects. I've designed And I know it's probably not an original design. I just didn't copy it off of anyone. I spent probably a couple hours in Creative World, probably over a year ago, making a tree farm that's partially automatic, not entirely, of course. Can't really do very much of an automatic tree farm without doing crazy stuff. But basically what it is you plant a sapling, it grows, pushes the tree out of the way, plant a sapling, it grows, pushes the tree out of the way, and the cycle continues. So we'll do that eventually. Not really needing that project right away. If we build something big made out of wood, we might even do that before we do that project. Just kind of like I was going to do the slime farm before that, the blaze project, but it ended up going the other direction. So, like I said, second half of the episode, that is now, we are going to go ahead and build us our slime farm. What I need to do is dig out, I'm actually going to dig out the whole room and do basically all the digging off camera right now. And I'll catch you guys at the end of that, and I'll explain to you what, all the floors do and all that stuff. So I'll see you once I'm done digging, and just give you a heads up, this is all the supplies you need and water buckets. So really simple, really effective. See you guys there. Okay guys, fast progress report here. First thing you got to do, and I kind of want to bring you guys through this in steps, so it's going to be a bunch of short clips put together. First thing you guys want to do is go ahead and find your chunk, mark your chunk out, 16 by 16. That's a whole chunk. So you got to make sure your slimes will spawn on this pad right here. And then what you want to do is dig a trench that is 3 wide all the way around it. And that's kind of what I did. So the next thing you want to do is figure out how efficient you want to be, basically meaning how many spawn pads you want. So that just means how many of these big rooms you're going to be carving out. They don't need to be 4 high, they only need to be 3 high for the big chunks to spawn. Big slimes to spawn. The only reason why this is 4 high here is just so I had enough room to jump around. So it was better for recording, more or less. So next thing we got to do is dig down. I'm actually going to make this the whole way deep. So we're going to have a bunch of layers that are 1 thick of spawning space for slimes. And that should be the only mob that'll spawn in here because we'll light up the pads. So only slimes will spawn. So yeah, I will see you once a lot more digging is done. Okay guys, I've been digging for a little bit, kind of about 2 layers down. We're going to go for another 10, 15, I think. Maybe even 20 more blocks down this direction. And we are basically leaving 3 high, kind of like pancakes. I will dig these out eventually. I'm just digging around the edges to mark where they are. As you can tell, a slime spawned up there on the top while I was actually repairing this pick a few seconds ago. I just got back from repairing it. And I guess it fell off, and now we have 4 just slimes here. And that's actually kind of the premise of what this specific farm is about. So you guys already kind of got a good look at what we're going to be doing here. Basically what I'm doing is just kind of making a tower of spawning pads, and each one of the pads is going to be up there. It's going to be lit excessively, and basically what's going to happen is, since a slime spawns in a chunk or anywhere, when a slime spawns and it doesn't have a target, it will walk in one direction specifically. So no matter where the slime spawns on a surface, it will start walking in a specific direction until it acquires a target, which is advantageous for us because they will have any way they spawn. So they could spawn over here, and they can choose to walk this way. They're just going to walk across the whole pad and eventually fall off the edge. And since they don't really care about edges, they just kind of boop, jump off, which is really funny. So that's kind of the plan. And then we have some little fancy stuff at the bottom, which I'm going to go over as soon as I'm done digging this all out. Hopefully I'll be able to get it done today. If not, I might have to postpone the release of this episode, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead, keep on digging, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, cool, guys. we got a lot of progress done. And, ooh, Cat wants to be part of this video. I did basically all of the digging. It took quite a while. I started, this is actually day 2 of this recording. I apologize. I know at the beginning of the episode I said I was trying to release as soon as I could, but I wanted to get a lot of progress done on the slime farm. I didn't want to spread it between 2 episodes like I did last time with the same design. Yeah, so yeah, all the digging basically is done. Well, the main part at least. So, yep. Yeah. So, I kind of forgot to leave something in that chest that shows you what the supplies were, you know, down there in the slime farm. So you definitely need a lot of some sort of light source, and I chose pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns to be precise. That was one of the things that I forgot to add. So, okay, let's show this off. All the digging's done. Ooh, a little bit of lag. My computer just got a huge update this morning when I was finishing up the digging. So all the digging's done. Each one of the layers is 3 tall. This is the only 4 tall one, like I said before. All of the layers are 3 tall. I put pumpkins in the floor. And basically what that is, this isn't any specific pattern. You guys can choose whatever pattern you want, as long as it makes sure that no other mobs can spawn on here. So that means the block light at this level, basically your feet level, that block light needs to be at 8 or above. And that will make it so only slimes can spawn on these pads. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's a 7th down there. So all 7 pads are done. As you can tell, I just kind of finished the digging here. I don't even have enough space in my inventory. About 5 minutes ago, as you can tell. All the stuff is despawning. And even down here, I just gotta go ahead and knock these out. So what you gotta do next, and what we're going to do next, is finish up basically the bottom. Under these pads and everything, you know, you have to make sure that you do something with the slimes, not just, you know, let them fall off. So we're gonna do that next. We actually have to set up all of those posts that we saw, those fence posts. We're gonna set them up on this level right here, and we're gonna alternate them, and you'll see how that works. And then we have to make water streams directly under them to kind of filter down to a central location so that we can basically grab our slimes. And this was me testing to see if I could make another level if I wanted to, but I don't really need to. I mean, 7's way more than enough just for a slime ball farm. So 7 layers, so that's 7 times 16. That's like, what is that? Whew, I can't even do math in my head anymore. It's 42, 112 spots. 112 spawning spaces. Actually, it will be a little bit less than that when we put in our final adjustments. All the spots will be here. It's just not big slime. Anything only small slimes can spawn on the edges. And I know it reduces the efficiency, but whatever. We have a humongous amount of of spawning space, so it works. So yeah, I made a pumpkin farm, and we're actually going to make an automated one of these, one of the automatic versions that I came up with a long time ago. That was before pumpkins could even grow on normal soil without you tilling it first. It looks like I must have destroyed a beanstalk there, or whatever those things are called. But yeah, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the posts in, and we can do that now, actually. I want to go ahead and drop some of the cobblestone off and show off basically how much I've had to dig. On the way. Hopefully this episode doesn't get too long. I'm hoping it's somewhere under 30 minutes. We'll see. So yeah, these chests were partially filled, most of them. I think this one was empty. We filled up this one, and almost done with this one, with just cobblestone for this dig. So, as you can tell, digging with Dom was definitely a good idea to name this series. So, also, while we were down on that bottom layer under that last pad, we got like 20 some odd diamonds. So that was awesome. Levels. Perfect. Cool. Go ahead and put this stuff away. Throw my slime balls in. Cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and get these posts done. I don't really need to clear out my whole inventory. I should have brought an axe. Gotta go grab the axe. Hold on. So we need approximately, I think, a stack and a half of each. I think it was in here. Yeah, there it is. I don't need the fortune pickaxe anymore. So we need about two and a half stacks of each type of fence post. There's only two. You get the nether fence posts and the normal wooden fence posts. And we're going to alternate them. Look at that. There's already a big slime down there. He probably probably spawned at a lower chunk and jumped off. So we're going to grab all these posts here. Jump to the bottom. I'm doing this in an order that makes sense for basically people that are not entirely used to the game yet. I did need to bring some blocks, but basically what we got to do is alternate them, and I'm actually going to go ahead and start doing that process. So what you do is you just kind of place them every other block, and to do the reasoning for this is because we're actually going to let the big slimes or even the medium ones, we're going to let them drown and split. And when they drown, they're going to split into smaller ones. The big ones will be mediums, and then eventually the small ones. And only the small ones can fit through this gap here, the gap that we're going to create. So I'll show you kind of the size we're looking for here. And that. So I think only the medium ones can fit through here. Not medium. The small ones will be able to fit through in between these posts here. So that's the advantage of doing it. I don't really need the experience for splitting up the big ones. I don't really need the experience at all for this project. I'm actually only using it to transport slimes for future uses. And I have a couple of ideas in mind for what to do with that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up these posts, and I will be right back. Alright, all the fence posts are done here. They're all alternating, just so they don't attach to each other. If you had fence posts that didn't attach in Minecraft, then we would be able to use the same type, but that's the reasoning why we're doing this. So the next step is to go ahead and put the water streams in, and I dug out this is kind of up to you guys, how you want to filter them past this point, but the way I usually do it is to filter them to a central area, and this is actually going to be our filter point right there, just in that area eventually. So what I'm going to do is just place water source blocks. Ugh, can't speak today. We're going to place water source blocks every along one of these edges, and then what we'll do is from here we'll just put another current from there to there, there to there, and then what we'll do in the center is we'll just put water blocks in the corners that makes it, since it's an even structure, it makes it so there's no dead streams, no dead currents, and all the currents are facing towards this filter point right here. So just this collection point right there. So that's kind of the gist of it. I'm going to get the water in, and then we'll jump up to the next step, because there's one more major step that makes this work the way it's supposed to. Okay, guys. So this is the final step, and this is actually day 3 for me. In between the last take and this one, I had a lot of stuff to do, and it just kind of came up suddenly. So this is the last step in just the whole killing chamber. Past everything we've done so far is just going to be extraneous. You can do whatever you want with past this point. But this is the final step. I'm all the way at the top on the top pad, and what I did is I flooded the floor right at this level, so right there. And then what I did is I basically broke the dirt blocks under it. So I'm going to show you kind of what I did here. This, and then basically what I did is I just flooded it all on top of this dirt layer that I put in. I just put it one block lower than this pad here. And that's to make it so that the water will not kind of spread into the pad itself. Like I said earlier, I know this is not the most efficient way of doing things because you lose spawning space, and also I don't know where my head was when I recorded the last take. I just watched it, and my gosh, my math was wrong on a lot of stuff. Oh boy. And usually I pride myself in math, so. So yeah, that's what I did. As I just went ahead and flooded this out. Go ahead and just I just put these dirt blocks in there so that I could get most of the work done off camera and just kind of show you what I did. And then what I did is just broke the blocks under it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And the reason why I start the water way at the top like this, because you don't really have to. Oops. Thought I saw a dark spot right there, like a block was missing. Nope, it isn't. But the reason why I start all the way at the top like this is so that you have access to all the floors by this water stream. So you don't have to worry about like putting a ladder system up or down. So if you fall in or whatever, you could always fight the current on the way up if you wanted to. It's not efficient, but you know, it helps. Just in case you fall in or something, because falling into this trap is not really cool. Especially if you make it all the way to the bottom and through the posts. That's not fun at all. So yeah, that's basically it. The reason why we put the water stream in, number one, it looks awesome on the in the pads itself. So you're in like this water cocoon, more or less. So each level kind of surrounded by water. And it's thoroughly lit. Another reason why we put the water in on each level, or at least I do, is just in case you wanted to make like a window. I don't know if you guys can see, but a window on the other side of the farm. So if you wanted to put like a window over there, none of the light from here will go through. So for example, you wanted to make like a spawner room or something right on the other side of the 3 water right here. I think only 1 block light will make it through to the actual block on the floor that would be level with this. So pretty nice. And as you can see, you know, if you stay in the center, you can easily swim up the side. So I'm going to head back to the bottom here real fast. Now what you can do is, since you already put your pumpkins in and stuff, we can remove these torches. I forgot to do it off camera, so yeah, I'm going to do it now. But the reason why we put the water in from the top is just so we didn't have to do it from the bottom. And you are required to put this last pad with water in it. And the reasoning is because when slimes spawn, when they're down to at least this point, they should have either fallen from the other pads, or if yours is only too thick like this, you know, one above you and this one itself, they need to land on these posts here. The posts are basically stopping them from falling through if they're too big. If they're big enough, if they're small enough, they'll fall through and then, you know, go through our collection system, which we set up the water streams in the last take. Let's see. But if you're on this level, for example, and they spawn on this level, they will jump off here. And if there's no water for them to kind of drown in, they won't split up. So you're just going to get a collection of slimes all over the place. I don't know if you can hear, but I heard some slimes already. Let's see if I can find any of them. Really dark, I'm sorry. I know it's probably pitch black on YouTube right now. I'm coming. They probably fell down and split already. Anyways. But yeah, that's it. So what I'm going to do is do something at the bottom with the collection system. Finally bright enough to see. Do something at the bottom with the collection system. Just temporary, and I think next episode will work on, we'll kind of shy away from this for a little bit, because I have enough slime balls for now to complete my next project. But eventually we'll put in a slime elevator and stuff like that. The reason why we can do that is because slimes are really interesting when it comes to their behavior. They act differently in water, they act differently by ladders, they act differently in a lot of situations. Their spawning's weird because they spawn automatically walk in one direction. Compared to other mobs that stop moving and then change directions, those kinds of things. So they're very unique in their own ways. So that's the reason why a lot of these traps work, and why we can easily manipulate slimes to our bidding. So yeah, that'll be a project for another day. So basically we're done. I'm just going to put a nice collection system at the bottom that will either drop them to their deaths, which is only a 3 high drop, or 4 high, because they're slimes, and little slimes only have half a heart or 1 heart or whatever, and they just need to fall to their death. Or I will just put a nice little area for them to collect so I can go and punch them to death just for fun. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show that off, and I think that will be the end of this episode. It's been 3 days making it, and reasoning is because of all the digging and prep work I've had to do, mostly digging, and some stuff that's happened in my life recently that's gotten in the way. So I'll see you guys when I'm done with that. Okay, and I just finished off some of this, just a kind of a temporary solution to getting down to the collection system here. This is all going to change probably 2 episodes from now, or maybe 3, who knows. But this will all change very, very soon. I actually plan on having the slimes come to me instead of me coming to the slimes. But yeah, so this is just a really temporary solution to the bottom of our collection here. I was actually just killing off all the slimes. So let's see if we can hear any of them real soon. I don't hear any dying. Really fun part though is I like just, I don't know, how simple this design is, how no resources are really used except for the tools to dig it out. If you guys liked the design, go ahead and, you know, pass it around, show it off, whatever you need to do. I mean, I don't take huge credit for it. Don't really care about the credit for it mostly. I made this design years ago and I put it in my LP series. I think one of my very first LP series it was in. Oh no, it was my second series. I put this in, and that was it, like a 3-episode project. So I didn't want this to turn into one of those. And as you can tell, it was 3 days recording it, just because of, you know, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't make huge monies from this, so I have to have a job, and I'm still a student. So if I had time, I'd be able to do this in a single day, and I would have gotten an episode out immediately. Oh, there's a big slime. There he goes. I don't know if you guys can see it. All the way at the bottom. He's going to drown. We're going to go meet him down there after he splits. Oh, boy. Like I said, advantage is being in the water. You don't have to worry about falling, and which is always a concern of mine since I tend to fall a lot. As you can tell, I killed about 47 slime balls worth of slimes down here when I was just digging this out. But yeah, nice thing about the water is you can swim back up. So the slime should be dying of... he should be dying. Yep, there he is. There's all the little mini slimes coming down. Yep, he should be drowning up there. He'll split into smaller ones. Smaller ones will drown, and then they'll split into even smaller ones. And here they are. Basically, the cool part is I think these are one of my favorite mobs in the game. I love slimes. I've always loved them. I even loved them before they changed it where mobs can push you around, can't push you around anymore, and you can, you know, I liked it because there were so many things you could do with them where you could make elevators with them because they'd push you up the ladders. You could do, basically you could make them push minecarts for you automatically. It was a lot of fun, so. But since they changed it, you know, they reduced a lot of the functionality of this kind of farm, but other than the fact of getting lots of slime balls and a little bit of experience, so that's it. That's my version of a slime farm. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, leave me a like, you know, share the video around, whatever you guys need to do. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.